Grand day, everyone. Welcome to this amazing call that we all love so much called the Daily Huddle. My name is Steele Greye. I'm your host for today, along with my main man, Saurel Quettan from Haiti. And wow, we got a great conversation today by one of my favorite people on the planet. But before we do, I'm going to give you just a little kind of a food for thought sentence, not really a joke, just a sentence that was said by the great Lily Tomlin. She said, you know, I always wanted to be somebody. And then I got older and I realized I should have been more specific. Roll that tape.
Nice.
Yeah, back again. Of course, welcome to the Daily Huddle, each and every one of you. It's another beautiful day. We are here, we're breathing, and we're able to make decisions. Thank goodness. So, as we always do on the wonderful Daily Huddle, I like to reach out and just kind of feel the temperature of the room, ask people a couple questions to see who we got here. And I'm going to start with my sister, Rashida Wright. Rashida, how are you today, and who will you hug?
Oh my goodness. I am. Oh, I say I am. I'm here where I belong every morning. And who I'm going to hug? I already hugged my tree when I took my walk in the trail. And then I'm going to hug myself. I'm looking forward to hug someone on Saturday.
I love it.
Many hugs.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Stan the man.
Brother Chase, what's up?
Captain, please tell us, where are you?
You talking to me, Brother Chase?
Stan is the man. Where are you, Stan?
Hey, the last time I checked, I was right here, man. The only place I could be that I've ever been. Right here.
That's what I'm thinking. Nice to have you here, Stan.
Nice to be here.
The TH, Tara Heaton. Wonderful to see you. Your hair is looking very sleek. I like it.
Thank you.
I like it. So, what are you grateful for today, Tara?
Without a doubt, I am grateful for this family right here and the beautiful energy it provides that powers me through my day.
Excellent. I'm digging your background. Don't think I don't notice you're making upgrades. I like it a lot. Thank you so much for being with us here today. So, this is a special day for me, and I say that not because my other guests were not special. I only bring you the cream of the crop, the drip of the drop, the pick of the pop. Always. But today, this is a woman that I've known, I think I was 18 when I met Kathleen. I was in Boston at the Berklee College of Music. And before I knew it, Kathleen was in my life, one of my most solid friends on the planet. I can't say that any better. So let me tell you a little bit about Kathleen, and I'm going to give you this bio. It's really just a morsel of who she is. But Kathleen is a business mindset purpose coach with a background in holistic nutrition and healing communication, and has been coaching for over 15 years, a dedicated truth seeker and explorer of the mind, cognition, and behavior. She is a Renaissance woman who brings her extensive and widely varied experience, knowledge, and teaching to help elevate her clients' awareness and engage with her true life purpose so that they can live their most authentic, joyous, and liberated life. Like that. Why didn't I ever describe you like that? All right.
I think you described me in other ways that are equally good.
I did it in other ways. It's crazy. Please welcome to the Daily Huddle, Miss Kathleen Graffunder.
Hello, everyone.
So,
Wonderful to
Kathy,
be here.
you know, we've had 8 gazillion conversations since I was 18. And this is definitely one of them that we've touched upon. And this question, what does health and wellness have to do with aligning your work with your purpose? I mean, for those who are understanding of this language and of these terms, this might sound like a little twister, but it's also very straightforward at the same time. So why don't you tell us how you feel about the question, and then I'll go into some questions with you, because this is a very, very interesting topic, I think. That could be an hour long, but we don't have that much time.
Right. So, so as mentioned, I have a background in holistic nutrition, as well as healing communication. So essentially I've been focusing on purpose, but through that lens, through that path. And so when we talk about health, and wellness, we're not just talking about the physical body, we're talking about the mind, body, spirit connection.
Right.
And my practice has evolved into business mindset and purpose coaching from the holistic nutrition coaching. But the way that it relates to purpose is we need to take care of this vessel, mind, body, spirit, right? We need emotional health, we need mental health, we need physical health. We need to take care of this vessel in order to serve others through our purpose. And the higher awareness we have of what takes care of our individual vessel, the more we can align with the purpose that we're meant to bring into the world and communicate into the world.
Right, right. So just for the layman person, someone who's listening, who may not understand the actual concept of purpose, how do you explain purpose to someone that you're just begin working with, who may have come to you using a different word? How do you explain purpose?
So we're all here to do something. We all have talents, gifts. A lot of times this will show up really early on in life. Things that we're drawn to, things that we're interested in, things that we like to play with. And as children, we take everything in, very little filter on anything, right?
Yeah.
And so when I talk to people about purpose, as adults, we have all this conditioning. We have been subject to society's ideas, our parents' ideas, authority figures in our lives, et cetera, who will tell us who they think we are supposed to be. And the fact of the matter is that we come into this vessel with something very important to do. It's individual and unique to each one of us. And so when I talk about purpose, it's what are we here to do? What are we here to serve? Right? Does that answer your question?
I believe so. I mean, I think it's quite simple of an answer, if you ask me.
Right.
Purpose.
And it once you start grasping the idea of, oh, my purpose is, it actually is quite simple, but there are a lot of layers to get through before you reach that simplicity, like a lot of things in life.
Correct. And I'm very fortunate, because at a very young age, my mother saw me doing things, performing. I was dancing, I was singing, I was acting. It was just fun. I never thought I was going to do that for a living. And I remember my dad saying to me, son, do what you want to do. That's the secret of your life. Be happy. Do the thing that makes you happy. Even if I tell you, I don't want you to do that, which I'm not going to do. Do the thing you're going to do. Right? And I remember thinking about that. My mother, a more pragmatic spirit, she would say, make sure you have a backup plan. If you're a good speaker, maybe you should go into broadcasting. Maybe you should go to college and you should write and you should do linguistics. Like she would say stuff like that. As soon as she saw me perform, she was like, wow, that was so much fun to watch. Like, so I was lucky in that way. Whereas with her, oh, she didn't grow up like that at all. So when we speak about purpose, you know, certain people, I believe, want to have a purpose, feel a purpose, but they're swayed by society, the pressures of the home, the pressures of their friends, and everyone's knocking them down. You can't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. No, this is what I want to do. Oh, what are you just going to work with animals forever? That's not going to work out for you. No, but I love animals. You know what I mean? We've all heard that from people.
Yeah.
And
that's the conditioning that I mentioned before.
Right. And that, how many people do you know? Like, just honestly, how many people do all of us know where they are in their work environment fulfilling their purpose? It almost never happens. That's why the concept is so interesting to me.
Yeah, it's sadly, it's most people don't, even if they know, even if they have that drive or that inner voice that's telling them, go down this path,
Right.
whatever that may be. It's that conditioning where people are not following that call. And so when, circling back to the health and wellness piece, when we are not aware of our purpose, or if we are aware and we're not going for it,
Mm-hmm.
and not paying attention to it, not heeding the call, it actually does have an effect on the physical body. It's going to have an effect on your psyche.
I believe that.
Your brain's going to be fighting with your soul. Okay. And that will affect your body. It makes people sick.
Mm-hmm.
Literally. Like I, as you know, worked in corporate for a long time because that's what I was supposed to do. You're the first person in the family that's going to college. You're the first person that's going to get the high paying job. You move to New York, you're working in corporate. Oh, she's got this big job at a financial company. It made me physically sick. I know you probably remember that.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, and I was studying holistic nutrition, I was studying all kinds of personal development stuff. I was really seeking my own truth, and I could not ignore the physical signs that I was not in the right place.
An important point.
And I was dancing, I was boxing, I was doing yoga 4 or 5 times a week, and my body started telling me, sorry, girl, this ain't gonna do it for you.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Really, really interesting. That piece that you said right there, I think is the soundtrack for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. And then, there's the people, I remember my dad had a friend years ago who was like the #1 sign language teacher in Texas, and her parents were deaf. And so she grew up a master at sign language, and she became the best of the best, but she felt like that was her purpose, yet it wasn't what all the way made her happy. It was so interesting because when you're in this environment, like people say, oh my God, how do you think Tiger Woods got so good? Did he really just eat, sleep, and breathe golf? Yeah, his dad was golfing with him every day, all the time. It became his thing. And then boom, on to whatever. But was that his purpose? If his dad didn't bring him on the golf course, would he have done something different? So I think about these things. And like you said, the health and wellness piece of it is the myriad of layers that go around it, right? So for you right now, in your current mindset, what are the things that you concentrate on in maintaining your health and wellness? Like, what are your top 4 or 5 things that are most important to you to keep yourself in a balanced area?
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing is what I take in, what I put into my body, right? Food, water, other things, but not all of us are taught how to eat right for our constitution.
Right.
And that's part of the reason that I went into holistic nutrition, because we each have a different constitution. We have different nutritional needs. Sometimes supplements are involved, whatever. So, that could be a whole hour-long conversation, and we've had many of them. But
Right.
so part of it, like I said, is taking care of this vessel. And that means movement, whatever kind of exercise is right for you, whatever kind of food is right for you. And as far as the emotional state, I have several healers that I've worked with over the years that I can call on if I'm feeling stuck or stressed. Stress in the brain creates stress in the body too. It actually has a chemical reaction. So
That's for sure.
if I'm worried about something, if I'm frustrated with something, if I'm stressed, I have people I can call on and get it out.
Right.
And I think one of the most important things is being aware of how your body feels, like really being in tune with what's going on with your body. And when people talk about, oh, my gut tells me I shouldn't take this gig or shouldn't take this job. We had a conversation like that recently.
Yeah.
Listen to it and really drop in. Don't try to figure it out with your brain, but you drop into your body, because your body is actually going to tell you what's up and whether you're in a good situation or not. And a lot of us just ignore that. We try to figure stuff out with our mind. And so, yeah, those are some of the basic things. And I guess the last thing I would say on that note is know when to say no. Because we are also conditioned to try to say yes to every opportunity. Like, oh, you might make some money doing that. Or, oh, this could be exposure for you. Or, oh, this could be some, But if it doesn't feel good in your body, something's telling you, pay attention.
Right. Two other things, and I knew I should have wrote this down. Remember when we were talking and you gave me that tagline for your business? Can you say that sentence?
Yes. Discover your truth and let it feed you.
Yes. Discover your truth and let it feed you. So simple, yet so complex. The other thing that you say a lot, I've been talking to you for years, but just in the last like 3 or 4 years, you always say this thing, and it didn't happen like in the first 10, 15 years of our friendship. You always say, wait a second, let me muscle test that.
Oh yeah.
Can you give me just a snippet of, because when we first said it, I was like, what does she mean muscle test that? Does she have like a graduated cylinder in front of her with some what? I don't understand what she's saying. Muscle test what? It threw me right off. I'm like, I'm a pretty intelligent guy. What does that mean? Tell me about
that. Man. I don't recall the author of this book, but it has to do with applied kinesiology, and this is it is a practice. Basically, I do it like this. Like if it's a yes, the circle stays solid. I don't know if y'all can see this. If it's a no, the circle breaks. And so I can do it remotely for other people. I can do it for myself. If I'm in person with somebody, I can actually use their body to do the test. But essentially what it means is that, circling back again, the body knows what the truth is. And so it's an energetic way to navigate in situations where you if you're trying to figure it out with your mind and you're not sure, it's a way to give yourself more information.
So an everyday person can learn this by just going online and researching through that author.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I have a bunch of different certifications and different kinds of healing, energy
Right.
healing, and et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, it's once you start playing with it and get familiar with it and really take the concept in, anyone can do it. Yeah.
Right. Before we open up for questions, I just
Sure.
wanted you to give like a little teeny just a snippet of what happens when someone reaches out to you for a consultation if you don't know them at all. And I think we have the calendar thing on the
Yes,
description.
you should have my calendar link. I'm
Right.
on updating my sites and things. So
Like what can someone expect, just as brief as you can?
sure. So usually it comes, I have a couple of different coaching programs out there that are available depending on what people are looking for. I have session packages. I have a couple of other different things. So usually it's a matter of somebody being interested in one of those things. Book an appointment with me on my calendar, easy peasy, and we'll talk about where you're at, what's going on, what you need, and if it makes sense for us to move forward, then we'll move forward. If not, my goal is to leave every conversation with the person I've met with in a better place.
Correct. Okay, great. I think you said it the best way possible. Let me see if anyone has any questions that coming from the amazing group of people. There she is, Tara Heaton. Go right ahead.
Good morning. I love this topic. I could ask you questions for hours. So thank you. I have a lot of questions, but I'll start with this one. What is the difference between functional medicine and holistic? You're a holistic. Can you tell me what exactly the title was that you said?
Sure. So I studied holistic nutrition and other advanced methods of healing, including traditional Chinese medicine, visual diagnosis, et cetera. So there are a lot of different traditions that I've studied. But for example, I'm not an MD, and I have to be very clear about that. I do have a functional MD that I see, and my understanding of the difference there is that she actually has a medical degree and a chiropractic degree. And she does some other really, really amazing work that is cutting edge. She does something called QNRT, which is quantum neuro reset therapy. So these are really much more high level advanced degrees that are recognized by other institutions.
Well, I have a friend who's a functional medicine coach, and she has a degree, but she's not a doctor. And it sounds very much aligned, and that's how I was trying to figure out the difference. But it sounds like they're very similar, is what you're saying.
I would say that it is similar, but I didn't go to medical school, and that doesn't mean I haven't studied a lot of medicine. So I hope that answers your question. I'm not exactly sure where the line is drawn, but that's not my title.
Well, I thought that they were similar, so that's certainly very helpful.
Yeah.
And I'm really intrigued. I'm glad you're here with us.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here, and thanks for that question.
Excelente. Saurel Quettan. Are you muted?
Let me go off mute. Good morning.
There you go. There he is.
This purpose business is kind of funny. I'm wondering what your experience has been. Did you go look for your purpose? Or did your purpose find you? Find you? And when it found you, if that's the case, how did you know?
Oh, okay, that's a multiple great question. I also study something called human design, and I'm not sure if anybody here is familiar with that, but it is in my nature to be a seeker and a researcher. So in some way or another, I have been seeking my purpose my whole life. I can remember a time I was probably about 11 or 12 years old. I walked into my mother's bedroom and I said, "Who am I?" And I remember we had a long conversation, but I think it freaked her out because she was like, what is this kid coming to me with this question? But yeah, so in some way I have been seeking it my whole life. You know, as I became an adult, as I moved through the world and had more and more experiences, I realized I am a learner. I am constantly wanting to learn more. I'm constantly wanting to expand my awareness, to improve myself. And so through that particular process over the years, the purpose also found me. Things fell in my lap. I was thinking about getting a master's degree in clinical nutrition, and then this program for holistic nutrition literally fell in my lap. And I was like, oh, that's it. Thank you.
Mhm.
So it's a combination. And
Yeah.
I knew because I have always been very physical. I was a dancer. I did karate. I was boxing. You know, like I've always yoga. I've always been very physical. And so the more I get in my body, the more that answer is clear.
Yeah.
As to whether it's, you know, the knowing. Yeah.
Yeah. Say one more thing about the difference between purpose as something you do and purpose as who you are.
Oh, well, how much time do we have?
Very little.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe we come back for another episode.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
going to be
I
a
would-
part 2 for sure.
I would love that. You know what the latest program that I've created is called Embody Your Purpose. So they're intertwined. These are not two separate things that you're asking about. They should be intertwined because for a lot of us they're disjointed.
Thank you.
And that comes with, you know, really developing that awareness.
Thank you, Kathleen.
Yes, thanks
Well,
for your question.
Excellent. Let's get one more in, Rashida. If you have a quick question, that'd be amazing. Love to hear you.
Good morning, my family. Daily Huddle. Catherine, thank you so much for keeping space for us. Thank you so much for getting to the point that, trust me, you took me right back to my childhood. It's like,
Wow.
oh my goodness, she did it to me this morning. She did it to me. And it's funny because at 8 years old, in my prime of before my teen, my mom asked me, what you want to be? I say, I wanted to help people. Just it's the help in what way? Say, just putting my hand on them, just knowing that I can help them with their pain. And when she say that, she says, don't forget, get a backup. She says, don't do only one thing. And Chase, you remind me this morning, my mom telling me, get a backup.
Right.
Do not do only one thing. But my purpose really is to help people. I always either run a soup kitchen, a food pantry. I'm a yoga teacher. I'm a really, really good listener to hear people with their pain and their aches. And I'm always willing and able to give them some tips. They follow, I don't know. But trust me, it's amazing to know that the purpose that we serve in life is a blessing. And we just have to go around being grateful for the purpose that we recognize that we are here to serve. Thank you so much. And I'm looking forward for the second part.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Kathleen.
Rashida. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Excellent. Excellent. We're definitely going to have a second part. Well, as always, time has had its way with us because that's what happens when we're around the good people. I love it. Rashida, thank you so much. You are always willing and you are always winning. I thought you said winning at first. And then I thought, oh, it's the same.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What?
That's a good point.
Winning and willing. All right, let's do that. Let's do both of those.
Yeah.
You want to say something quick?
Just a quick note. If anybody wants a one-on-one, the link that I believe it's going to be in the Facebook group. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So that link for my calendar, please feel free. Feel free to book a time with me. We'll spend 30 minutes chatting if you have any other direct questions. And of course, I look forward to the next time that we're all here together. This has been a wonderful induction to the Daily Huddle. I'm excited to have more.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for being here. You and I talk almost every day, so we got a lot of stuff to talk about as always.
Yes.
But to all of our other Daily Huddlers, this is the week. This Saturday in Georgia, the Daily Huddle will be live in person. All of our great people are going to be there. You know who they are. Tara, Catherine, Monikah, the Oteys, my man Saurel, Quettan, all the big names. And we got a couple surprises for you as well. So please go on the Facebook page, look at the link. If this is the last thing you're going to do this week, oh my God, I got to go to that. Please check the link there. It'll give you the information about what's going on. It's going to be a stone cold party. And as always, we like to leave you with our tenets for the Daily Huddle. These are tenets that I believe everyone can just stick in their back pocket and work on them daily. That is, of course, to live out loud, laugh out loud, clearly as possible. Move the body, because we know movement is a game changer, no matter how you look at it. Eat mostly plant-based. Ooh, was that a plant growing? That was cool. Eat mostly plant-based. Sleep your 5 to 7 hours, because the sleep definitely rejuvenates the system, gives us a downtime. Our minds are so busy all the time. We need that. Of course, stress less, because that's always the key. And of course, this last one always gets you. Please check yourself before you wreck yourself. It's important, and it is definitely going to change everything in your life. Thank you so much, Kathleen, for being with us today. Thank you, everyone else that joined us around the world. This is Steele Greye, and I am signing out. Have a spectacular day. And
thanks, everyone.
Be in your purpose. Nice. So, Kathleen,